Alright everybody, we're back again today with the NECA Green Lantern and Predator 2-pack, which was originally, I believe it was released at the Comic-Con and now is re-released in retail stores. I found this at my Walmart here in northern Minnesota, so I'm glad to see it's hitting stores here. So without further ado, let's take a look at this packaging. So you can see a nice Green Lantern Predator logo. At the bottom here we have 20th Century Fox, DC. At the very top it says ages 17 and up. On the inside you get a nice visual of both figures here. Brighten this up for you guys so you can get a better look at it. Very, very nice. And then on the sides of the packaging and the back of the packaging there is pretty much nothing. On the bottom you can see the code, Green Lantern, Warner Brothers, a bunch of other random stuff that isn't really important. So anyways, let's take a look at these figures. Alright guys, so first we have all the accessories that comes with the Predator, who obviously is part of the Fear Corps or whatever. He comes with a bunch of these different accessories, all the same exact color. The yellow color for Fear. See, it comes with a sword, a spear, this Predator weapon, I'm not sure what that is, kind of like a throwing star type thing. Different head sculpt, and two different hands to grip both the weapons. So this head he comes with is super nice looking. I'll focus in on it here for you guys so you can take a look at it. Very nice, you know, NECA always makes really nice sculpts. It's really nice paint work. This head pops off, and not easily, but it does come off. You can see that is also super nice. I love that helmet. Very badass. Nice paint work. Looks very metallic and very damaged. Cool. And then this head pops on. See, the only problem with these is these little like hair pieces, these little dreadlocks, like curl in, man, after being in the package so long. So it makes kind of a pain in the ass to get on here. But I mean, there's not much they can do about it, I suppose. So, and this weapon is also in the way, as you can see. Pop that on. Doesn't really want to fit on there too nice, but it's on. And that looks pretty cool. I definitely prefer the head with the armor on it, obviously, the mask. But that looks dope for the most part. Then he does come with these other open hands, and these pop off. Kind of tough, but really nice paint work. They look good. And you can see, oh, there's the little ring, dude. Alrighty. You can see the ring there. Very nice job. Very clean. And then I'll pop off the second hand, which does not have the ring on it. His right hand, my left. Very nice. Try to get this focus here. There you go. Very nice work. We can pop these hands on so he can hold his stuff. I think most people will probably be displaying him with all that jazz in his hands. Definitely the spear for me. So, first things first, his sword that he comes with is really cool. I love that. The accessories of these guys are incredible, man. Just no blasting effect for this gun here, which is kind of surprising. Usually the Predator figures include that. But you really can't complain because these accessories make up for it. So we get a sword here that has a sheath, as you can see. And it fits in there really smooth. I think regardless of whatever way you put it in. It slides in, stays in. Very nice. So that's cool. It doesn't look like there's a spot to hold the spear though. If I'm wrong, comment below, but definitely doesn't look like it. Anyways, the hands are very stiff, and those nails on the hands are pretty sharp. So it's tough to get things in there. But this is the first time I've tried this, so you're really seeing this. Okay, so it fits in that hand. Really nice. And the spear, the Ahab Predator, I believe, comes with this. It's kind of flimsy. I would be careful. It seems like it would break easy. A lot of NECA stuff does kind of break easy. But I mean, they're not really play toys, man. It's a 17 and up. They're very nice pieces of art. So you can see these both fit in his hands really well. Very nice. And I imagine if you do it vice versa and put the sword in this hand, it does not work as well. This hand is quite a bit bigger, and I believe it's intended for the spear, honestly. So I'm not even going to try to put the spear in this hand because it's really tightly closed. So, very nice work though. The other thing, I do not know how he's supposed to hold this. If you just like, yeah, I have no clue what the deal is with this. I just kind of have it hooked on his hand. You got to be kind of creative with that, I guess. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't messed with this accessory enough to know. But, I don't know, you can just kind of slip in one of his hands and, like I said, be creative with it. I'm not sure. But that's pretty much all the accessories he comes with. He does have like a little holster thing here. It looks like it's intended to hold something. If it holds this thing, I have no clue. I don't think, I doubt the spear is meant to go in here. That would be so weird. No idea. But anyways, aside from his accessories, the Predator is super nice, man. You can obviously see all this paintwork is just beautiful. The sculpted lantern emblem here, just amazing. All this armor looks very nice. I definitely love this yellow color here, the translucent yellow. Very, very cool. Nice accessories. He does come with this like gun laser cannon on his back here, which most of these Predators come with. And the one thing I love about it is the fact that the articulation on it is not flimsy at all. It's a piece connected to a ball joint and then a ball joint under the gun. On the other Predator figures, it was like on a hinge, which was really, really messed up. It didn't really work very nice, but this works incredible. This is definitely the best Predator figure that I own, and the armor is fantastic. It's like a nice soft plastic, so it doesn't really get in the way of the articulation at all. I like too that this back piece here is kind of hidden by the sheath, you know, this like spine piece. So you can see it's not connected, so it doesn't really get in the way of the articulation. But when you have him standing up straight, you really can't tell. It looks connected. It looks, they did a nice job at hiding that kind of stuff. But otherwise, the texturing is all really, really nice. The sculpt work is just gorgeous. I'm not sure who did the sculpt work, but they did a fantastic job with this guy. Now, second thing to this guy, the most important part probably, this is something that has kind of been tricky for NECA, in my opinion, is the articulation. And I don't need him to be crazily articulated. You know, I didn't buy him for that. He looks gorgeous. But here's the thing. You find parts of articulation, double joint to doubles, double joint to knees, all fantastic, but a lot of the time these joints snap off and stuff. I had the Jungle Hunter Predator that I got a couple months back. I took him out of the packaging. I bent the elbow and it just popped right off. And I'm not saying that's like, you know, one size fits all, every figure is like that, but it happens often. I've had a lot of NECA figures just break, and it's pretty frustrating. And I am especially careful with these Predator figures too, because I don't want them to break. So taking this guy out of the packaging and messing with him, it was really a relief to see how easy he is to pose and mess with, and how I don't feel like I'm going to break anything on him. So the head looks up pretty freaking far, man. Pretty far down. Well, honestly, just straightforward. Armor kind of hinders it. Really crazy neck pivot, as you can see. Obviously, you can go side to side. These tendril-like dreadlocks don't really get in the way. His arms go up pretty far. Down, obviously, forward and back. There is a swivel at the bicep, double-jointed elbows. There's a hinge at the wrist. There is a forearm rotation, it seems here. Rotation at the wrist, a hinge, it looks like. Is there a hinge? There is, but that is actually kind of stiff. Or no, there we go. It's moving. Very nice. Another thing, too, is this hand is like very open. It's perfect for the spear. I absolutely love how they did that. There is a swivel here at his diaphragm, his abs. Go left to right. Go kind of down, kind of back. Doesn't really move much. That itself is a bit stiff. And there is a swivel at his waist. The thighs do have a rotation here. They go forward and back. You can go crazy far out. That's super nice. But forward and back, swivel. There are double jointed knees that work very, very nice. A hinge at the foot, and a little bit of an ankle pivot at the foot, as you can see. So this guy is very articulated. The articulation's really smooth. I don't think I'm going to break him at all. The only complaint I would have is probably the articulation, like in the abdomen area. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. And all these accessories, all this paintwork, seriously makes up for it. He's definitely an incredible investment. So let's take a look at Green Lantern. Okay, so we looked at the Sinestro Corps, Fear, Lantern, Predator figure, and now we are going to be taking a look at this John Stewart, Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And that's one of the great parts about this figure. He comes with two different head sculpts. This John Stewart head sculpt is so freaking clean, dude. I absolutely love how that looks. Now, I'd easily say it's the better of the two. It looks like it just came straight from a comic book. The eyes are a little weird, but for the most part, they're really, really nice. Looks great. And then I'll show you the Hal Jordan head sculpt here, which the head pops off pretty easy. You can see this is pretty nice too, but that jaw is undeniably a little whacked. However, it looks amazing. I mean, it still looks really, really nice. However, this jaw looks like it's sticking out a little too far. Looks a little weird. So we'll set that off to the side, and I can show you what the John Stewart head looks like on the Green Lantern body. You can watch me pop this on here and watch me struggle. So I'm just gonna kind of work down there. Oh my gosh, it is freaking hard to get on, man. That does not want to go on there. Okay, we'll be right back. So after struggling forever, you can see the John Stewart head looks really, really nice on the body, but it is seriously a pain in the ass to get on the body. It does not like snap on. It's one of those things you kind of have to work on there for a while and really push, and it'll probably pop on. But it's definitely a pain in the ass. Be careful when you're doing it. Don't break anything. But for the most part, that looks like really, really clean. I definitely think I like that better than the Hal Jordan head, my personal preference. So, anyways, he has more accessories he comes with, obviously. First being this lantern, which is really nicely sculpted. Very, very basic. The coolest part about it is this is actually not like a hard plastic. It's a soft plastic, so it doesn't feel like it's going to break, but at the same rate, I feel like if you pull on it too much, it will break. The only downfall to it is you have this hand to hold it here, okay? And looking at it, I was kind of confused because I can't like just pop it on, you know? So what you do is you take this part that's like really bendable and soft plastic here, and you kind of slide it in between the finger and the thumb. You can see that here. And the paint does rub off a little bit, but it's the only way I can seem to be able to do it. Just like really heat up the hand, because it's not a flexible hand. It's a very hard plastic, so that's kind of a bummer. You can get that in there and slide it in, and he will be holding the actual lantern. As you can see, hopefully you guys saw all of that. So, pretty nice. And then the hand, come with a fisted hand here. These are just basic white hands. You can pop it off. Some of the paint is chipping off. I don't know if you guys can see that. So it's kind of a mess. You can pop it off and then pop this bad boy on. Oh gosh, you can't really. There you go. And he will hold the lantern. So, that's pretty nice. And then he comes with the second hand here, which is my favorite. Oh god, I love this. So, he comes with this hand here. As you can see, very nice accessory, which has a peg hole in it. So, I will focus this here better for you. And then you get a bunch of different things that can shoot out of there. Pretty badass. You have this beam of light. It's cool. Looks very, very nice. And this is my favorite. I absolutely love this. This is some comic book cover shit right here. Beautiful. So that is, God, that's amazing, man. NECA did a fantastic job in terms of really just clever ass accessories with these guys. Very cool. So we can pull this hand off. Paint's chipping everywhere. Be careful. Honestly, there's like a plastic way. Oh, look at that. Whoops. Wrong hand. There's like white plastic underneath the hand, so it doesn't really mess anything up if the paint kind of chips. You can see there. Very, very cool. That is so awesome, dude. And the pose just looks so natural. Okay, let's take a look at this actual figure. So the only complaint I have about this guy, this is literally my only complaint, is that the joints were terribly stiff coming out of the packaging. If you try to bend them, I swear to God, they will break. And I have that main problem in the legs. So just take a blow dryer and heat up the legs for literally like freaking 20 seconds and you should be fine. Or just put them in some hot water for a little bit. Not too long, but you just put them into hot water or something and that should help. But aside from that, I really have no complaints. And even the stiff joint thing, you can't really help it. Even Marvel Legends figures, if you get them delivered to your house in the middle of the winter, you're going to have problems, dude. It's just something that you can't really help. But it seems to be more prominent around NECA figures. I don't know why that is. And even with the Marvel Legends, if the joints get stiff, typically if you mess them a little bit, probably not going to break. But with NECA, I swear to God, they will break. Be careful, man. But with that being said, you can see this guy is really clean. The proportioning on him, the work they did is just fantastic, man. He looks amazing. Doesn't really look goofy. He's definitely jacked as hell. And I just think he looks freaking incredible. Absolutely amazing. One of the best DC figures I own at the moment. And I'm definitely looking at getting the Superman and Batman one and the Armored Batman versus Predator, I believe. And God, I'd love to see them release a Wonder Woman pack and like Flash and shit. Oh my gosh, they made some great DC figures. So with that being said, pop these accessories off here. And like I said, you just kind of slither this through. Just slide it through like that. It won't break. So, taking a look at him, he is really nice. The paint is all nice. He has some like dark shadowing throughout, especially in the abs. Almost like bluish looking up here too. Very top. All the paint work is really, really nice. This isn't sculpted on, it's painted on, but that's okay. You know, it's part of his suit. Looks good. The main thing is like, it's all pretty straightforward. You can basically see what this figure has to offer, but the main thing is his sculpting, the muscle definition and everything is fantastic, man. Very, very clean work. It's a nice green. All the colors are very consistent throughout the entire suit. Very nice job. And another thing I want to mention too is McFarlane does this as well, and I love it. This piece here on the crotch is softer plastic for when you pose this guy. So it looks very, very natural. I like that. Hidden joints and shit, man. Shit's cool. But anyways, taking a look at the articulation. John Stewart looks that far up, so not terribly far up. That far down. You can go side to side, pretty tight though. Do a great neck pivot. Really, really nice. His arms go up, forward, and back, but they're still pretty tight. You can hear that. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinge at the wrist, rotation, no forearm rotation, and there is some paint bleeding there, so that's a bummer. And even inside the joint, you can see a little bit of white there. Almost looks like it's chipping. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I don't see that really anywhere else with the guy. So it's just in that one spot. The ab crunch is pretty nice. Goes forward pretty far. Goes back freaking really far. So waist swivel here, which was really probably the stiffest part of this figure when I bought him. So make sure you're heating him up so you don't break him, man. Because, oh God, he's just amazing. Anyways, it's like to go forward, back. And when you move the leg, this other leg has a tendency to move too, which is, I guess it makes sense, but it's kind of, I'm not used to it. I mess with Marvel Legends so much. Legs go really far out, don't want to miss that. Double jointed knees, which are also pretty stiff. This one still isn't really bending at all, even after heating him up, so I'll have to mess with that later. Hopefully I don't break him. There's a swivel at the chin, then a hinge here, and a great ankle pivot. Absolutely fantastic. And a little hinge at the toe, which is a nice touch. It's a nice thing to see. Really takes you back to Toy Biz Marvel Legends. So, this figure is fantastic. Pop the Hal Jordan head on here. He's definitely, like I said, oh my God, like the best. Watch this. Do you see this shit, man? Oh my God. Oh, hey, it snapped on. Beautiful, man. but he's definitely the best DC figure I own. I really want that Batman and that Superman, though. Those guys look incredible. However, now that I'm standing him up, it almost seems like one leg is longer than the other, but maybe it's just me. So, there's one last thing we need to do. And that, my friends, is a size comparison. So here we have him next to your average 6-inch Marvel Legends action figure, the 80th anniversary Captain America. And obviously he's not in scale. Hal Jordan in the comics probably not be as big as Cap or just as big. So definitely really can't fit him in with Marvel Legends. With the McFarlane figures, obviously, he fits pretty well. If I take Cap off his stand here, they stand about, what, just the same height exactly without the ears. So... or is it? I can't tell from standing up here. Let me take a step back here and look. They're obviously in scale, though. They're both 7-inch figure line. Batman's a bit taller, honestly. Which, I mean, maybe he would be taller than Hal Jordan. I don't know. Let's see, back to back. Yeah, Batman is a bit taller, but at the same rate, the McFarlane proportions are a little bit funky on that particular Batman. So, for the most part, these figures do go with McFarlane action figures, the DC line that they have released. Then last, but not least, the Joker from the DC Essentials line, which is a great figure, but gets kind of loose, so that's a bummer. And obviously these are absolutely in scale with each other. As you can see, Joker does have a stand, so move that. And Joker is a little bit taller. So, Hal Jordan's just a tad short, but it works. They both pretty much go into scale with each other. Very, very badass. And then here's the last size comparison. Predator frickin' towers Hal Jordan, which, you know, should be that way. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. And last thing I want to say is, if you don't have this set, buy it. Seriously. If you see it, you need to pay the $50 and get it. It's $50, but online, if you order it on Amazon, it is like almost $170 right now. And that is a crazy price. This set is like the frickin' holy grail of not only NECA figures, but DC figures, man. The Green Lantern's so fucking sweet. I definitely don't think you should miss out on that. The price is a bit high, but God, it is so worth it. So if you see it in retail stores, definitely buy it. It was so hard to come by before, or maybe not hard to come by, but it was definitely expensive as shit to come by. And it was hard to come by if you're just looking in your retail stores. Online you can find it, but once again, expensive as all hell. So this is great. I definitely recommend it. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Peace.